Good morning, beloveds. So it is 68 degrees in my house. It won't last. It won't last, but I'm thrilled. My husband, not so much. I am a menopausal woman. 68 degrees is wonderful. And he is running around wearing a sweatshirt. So I'm just like, all right, I'm sorry. And one of the things that I like it when the house is a little cooler, like 68 degrees, the cats are a little extra cuddly. Sugar came and snuggled up into my lap last night. And it's not that she doesn't sit in my lap. She does. Rita's always in my lap, but she's just cooperative snuggly. It's like she's not in my face. She's snuggled down in my lap. And so, yeah, that's what I like about the cooler weather. I don't know. It won't last. It'll be back in the 70s tomorrow and back in the 80s by Friday. So welcome to where I live. Okay. It is October 19th. Our title is Peace. Our first quote is, "And let the peace of God rule in your hearts." And that is Colossians 3:15. And then the second quote is, "We shall never know peace until we embody it." And that is Science of Mind, page 445. Emerson told us, "Nothing can bring you peace but yourself." His words convey a truth, and anyone who has ever been a spiritual seeker knows the only way to a peaceful outer life is first to become peaceful within. But how does one become peaceful? How can we embody peace? Webster says to embody is to give body to incarnate. Remembering that we are children of the living God, the author of peace and the lover of concord, we can begin by refusing to be caught up in the confusion or turmoil of any kind. We can become conscious of the presence of peace within us, diligently maintaining such a consciousness no matter what. And we can allow our life to express the peace that we find within ourselves. Ernest Holmes says, "What life does for us must be done through us. And while God is ever willing to give, we must choose to receive. We must allow the peace of God to rule in our hearts in order to live peaceful lives. Then we can extend our peace to the world. I know that as God's child, I always have the peace of God available to me. And today I allow nothing to disturb this blessed assurance. I let perfect peace rule in my heart, and I am thankful." And that is Jean Anderson, J.A. And here's what I'm going to say about peace. Because I talk about peace, and I talk about being an island of calm. But what I'm going to remind you is it doesn't mean that you don't feel your feelings, okay? What it means is you choose how you act on your feelings. Because I can be an island of calm in the chaos going on around me, when chaos happens around me. And I can feel angry, and I can feel sad, and I can feel grief. I can feel all of those emotions. But what a peaceful life means is that I choose how I act on those emotions. Okay? Peaceful doesn't mean, living a peaceful life does not mean that you will not feel all of those emotions. What it means is that when what it means actually is that you give space to those emotions, that you truly feel those emotions, that you ride through those emotions, but it means that you will choose your response. And that is what the difference, because we can react to our emotions and we can respond to our emotions. And the difference is consciousness. Frequently a reaction is we don't take the time to think. It's an ingrained response that happens. When we respond to things, we typically take a moment to think about what it is that we are about to do or say. Remember how when I do the loving, kind, compassionate spiritual practice, I talk about taking a breath before we speak. And that's what that is. When you take that breath before you speak, it gives you that chance to think about what you're about to say. Now, here's the good news. If you have done the work, then you can change your reactions. If you have had less than peaceful reactions to situations in the past, if you have done the work, then you can have peaceful reactions to situations. I don't want to keep coming back to me falling off my bike, but that's exactly what it was. Because I have done the work, to create that peaceful place within me, to consciously connect with the source of my own being, when, the people who owned the dog that bit me, that caused me to fall off my bike, came to me, I was able to have I would say, peaceful reaction. The first question out of my mouth was, well, I think she was ready to haul me up off the concrete. I was like, no, give me a minute. Let me take that minute. So I asked for the minute rather than letting her haul me up off the ground. But I also, when my first question to her said calmly, it's like I said, I'm going to assume that your dogs are fully vaccinated. This is what I said. And I said it calmly. I didn't say it angrily. And as angry as Tom was, because he was very angry, because I heard him yelling at the dogs, he was also able to be very polite because I didn't get upset. He was upset. I was upset. But we didn't take it out on these people, which led to every interaction that we have had with them has been polite and calm and caring. And so, and that's what it is. It's like, I have done a whole lot of work. Does it mean that I'm still not going to have a chaotic reaction to situations? No. But I don't have to. But it also means that I allow myself to feel my feelings. And that right there, I think is super important to understand about peace. You still get to feel your feelings. You still need to feel your feelings. But you choose your response. And you do the work before you get into the chaotic situations. We live a life, we live a material life, and we live in relationship with other people constantly. We're constantly rubbing up against other, godlings, as Jesse likes to say. And when we remember that these are beloved children of God, even when they're not acting like it, when they have forgotten who they are, when we remember who we are, when we remember who they are, and we choose our responses, and we choose to feel our feelings, but respond in healthy ways, not chaotic ways. I think that was yesterday, with Craig Carter. It's like when we choose to respond in peaceful ways, not chaotically, then our life goes a whole lot better. And when our life is going a whole lot better, then we're not rippling the waves of everybody around us, and their lives go better. And then they have a chance to, even out what's going on with them. And so it's all of us working our own stuff that will create that peaceful situation. And that's why they say, if you want a peaceful life, you got to start with yourself. You've got to choose your response. All right. She quoted both Emerson and Ernest Holmes. So let me go back and take a look. All right. Nothing can bring you peace but yourself. This is what I'm talking about. We got to do the inner work. And then she quotes Ernest Holmes by saying, what life does for us must be done through us. And while God is ever willing to give, we must choose to receive. We must allow the peace of God to rule our hearts in order to live peaceful lives that we can extend our peace to the world. So that's what it is. If we want to extend our peace to the world, we got to be peaceful within. And to be peaceful within does not mean not feeling those feelings, all right? So it means feeling those feelings, but doing it in a healthy way, a safe way, riding through those emotions and then choosing our response. The emotions are not the problem. Our behavior in the midst of them is. So feel your feeling. In fact, I would suggest today that the mission today, should we choose to accept it, because I know it's about peace. That's what the reading is about. But how do we get to a peaceful life? So the mission today, should we choose to accept it, is to feel our feelings and then choose how we act on them. And that right there is the secret to a peaceful life. Choose how you act on your feelings. No feeling is invalid. No feeling is wrong. No feeling is bad. It's how we choose to act on them that can get us in trouble. So that's the mission today. Feel our feelings. Don't repress them, because when we repress our feelings, they come out sideways. Okay? So that is the mission today. And then the other one is, as always, recently I've been leaning into the spiritual practice, and how important spiritual practice is. And the interesting thing is how anything can become a spiritual practice. So the spiritual practice of doing something loving for yourself, doing something kind for yourself, doing something compassionate for yourself, whatever that looks like. It does not matter what it is that you do. I turned washing dishes into a spiritual practice. Now I have a dishwasher. So I don't wash dishes a whole lot, but every now and again, you know what? Getting my hands in warm soapy water and washing dishes is a good spiritual practice. And it can be a loving, kind, and compassionate thing for me, because it forces me to slow down, to feel what that warm soapy water feels like, to feel that warm water running over my hands, to feel that action of, washing those dishes, to smell what it smells like, what the dish soap smells like. We happen to use Blue Dawn. So, and all of that. And it gives me a chance to slow down. So that can actually absolutely be a loving, kind, compassion. And then I end up with clean dishes. So, bonus. So that's what spiritual practice looks like. That's what loving, kind, compassionate, spiritual practice can look like. It can look like washing dishes. It can look like taking a nap. It can look like taking a deep breath before you speak, so that you make sure that the words that come out of your mouth are loving, kind, and compassionate to everybody involved, including yourself. I'm a big believer of practicing loving, kind, compassion on yourself. You are the best subject, and you deserve your own love. You deserve your own kindness. You deserve your own compassion. As she said in the reading, we are beloved children of God. We always will be, and there is nothing we can do to change that. And that's an amazing state of grace to live within, to know that we are beloved children of God. You will never look in the eyes of someone that God does not love, including your own. So practice on yourself. And that's what I mean about creating a habit, a default setting, a first response, so that when chaotic things happen, when we bump up against each other, then we can have that loving, kind, and compassionate response for everybody involved in the situation. It doesn't mean we tolerate bad behavior. It doesn't mean that we stick around for bad behavior. What it means is that when it happens around us or to us, we can look at it and we can say, I'm going to choose something different, and take ourselves out of the situation without creating more chaos. That's what peaceful life is about. That's what a peaceful life is about. So, practice on yourself. Please practice on yourself every day, and make it something. You can do the same thing every day, or you can do something different. That's the amazing thing about this spiritual practice. You can tailor it to what it is that fits in your world today. Okay. So I think I'm at the social media part. No. Do something to engage your mind and your body. It's been a little weird, sleeping in and not exercising while I wait for my punctures to heal. but I'm looking forward to, we're getting there to where I'll be able to go back to exercising. So that's, I'm excited about that. And then so do something to engage your mind and your body, whatever that looks like. Please do, drink plenty of water. As the temperatures do cool down, if you want to switch to warm, please do, but hydrate. It's super important. You're about 80% water. Make sure you're replenishing it. Everything works better when you're hydrated, including your brain. Get that early in your day bright light. It may be cold out there. It's in the 40s out there, but hey, sunshine, yay. So get that early in your day bright light, reset those circadian rhythms. You will feel, you'll sleep better at night. You'll have more energy during the day. It's science. You can look it up. And take Ernest Holmes' words, as we have done already today. Open the windows of your soul. Allow the breath of heaven to remind you, you do live in heaven right here, right now. It is all around us all the time because it's a state of mind. It's a state of consciousness. It's a state of peace. It's about choosing. It's about looking through the spiritual lens at the material world and seeing the source of it all. All right? So, and if nothing else, we can always take Emma's advice and look for the good and praise it. All right? All right. Oh, I think that one bruise is gone. Yay. That other bruise is almost gone. So, take care of yourself. Know that you're loved. And know that here's where I do the social media thing. We are Creative Life Spiritual Center, Creative Life Spark on the social medias that we are on. I'm the running Rev Ryan on the social medias that I am on. I posted 2 yesterday because I saw 2 really good ones. I swiped one from Sharon and the other one from, or borrowed, I guess. The other one from one of my cousins. She posted a really good one and I was like, ooh, I like it. So you got bonus on the social medias there. Okay, so, if you want to know what's going on with the center, because we've got stuff coming up. There's a show coming up this weekend. There's a food market coming up. There are classes. There are book studies. Cool thing about the book studies, you can drop in and drop out. Okay? Email info@creativelife.org. That will get you on the constant contact. And, the hot links are hot. So, have a great day, a wondrous day, a fantastic day, a magical day, a cooler day, an enchanting day, a wonder-filled day, a peaceful day, a choosing your response day, a feeling your feeling day, a good day. And if that is too much pressure, simply have a day because you are enough just as you are. You are a beloved child of God in whom God is well pleased and well represented, always and forever. It is a state of grace. All right. So Reverend David should be on around 5 p.m. with you. I will be back with you at 9 a.m. tomorrow. So take care of yourself. Know that you are loved, and I will see you next time.